welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. So just a quick video today. I've been messing around with cutting some different stencils, templates, whatever you want to call them, out on the laser engraver. Just managed to get some different shapes off the internet, design some of my own, so some unusual shapes as well. So what I want to try and do is just see on how they come out and how they look. So Stewart Furini style, we've got an old used blank here, so I'm just going to have a play with it. Now I'm going to be using my small compressor that I use when I go and do demonstrations. The reason being that if I decide to push this out for demonstrations, then I know that this compressor will work, should work fine. You're only pushing out about 15, 18 psi, so it should be perfect. So what we're going to do is going to get the carnival colours out, and we're going to see how some of these stencils come out. As you can see, some of them I've already tried, but some of the newer ones I just want to see the effects that we can get on them. Now when you're stenciling, it's about light coats. You're better off going over several times than rather just one thick coat, so we want a nice gentle breeze of colour going over the stencil, and then what we'll do is we gradually build up the colours to make it look effective. So we're going to do a couple of different bits. I'll do one, and then we'll just sand and seal it and see what it looks like, and then we'll do another one just to see with some different shapes. So first we'll do the bar shapes that I've got. So these are just some random shapes that I managed to get off the internet, that I've cut out on the laser engraver. So we're just going to try a few of these and see how they come out really. So let's get on with it, shall we? So like I said, air gun down to around about 15 psi. Doesn't need to be mega hard. We're going to use, as I've said before, we're going to use the carnival colours as well. So we're going to give them a good shake before we start. First thing I'm going to do is put gloves on, because you can guarantee I'm going to get some over my fingers, and I don't want coloured fingers when I go and do a demo later on today. So I'm going to get some gloves on. So first colour I'm going to use is red. So these are the carnival colours from Hampshire Sheen. So I'm going to get a spare piece of paper or a piece of tissue just so I can set up my nozzle pattern, because like I said, we want it really light. So it's just basically doing it so we get a fine amount of colour out. So all we're doing is, look, we just want a fine amount of colour coming out. We don't want a massive amount, so just test it, make sure it's right. So we're going to go for our first template or stencil, whatever you want to call it. So we're just basically going to try and pick some random shapes and just dust them in. Now I'm not 100% sure how these are going to come out, because like I say, I've not used these yet, so it's all trial and error. So, and we're going to go over a couple of colours. I'm not going to just do one colour. So we'll go over a couple of colours, seeing how they come out. I'm just going to keep moving around so we're not got the same pattern every time. We want them so they're crossing over as well. So again, it's all about light coats. Could do with being a little bit longer this, so you haven't got the straight edge at the bottom. Perhaps be a bit of a modified design. We'll get rid of the straight edge at the bottom. Like I say, it's all about trying these because I've been messing around with these for a couple of days now, so just want to really see how they come out. So that's our first colour. So we'll go over with a second colour. Now you can keep on with that same pattern if you wanted to, but I'm going to try a different one just because this is more of a trial than an actual piece. So we'll go with a bit of violet. Is it violet? Lavender violet. So this is lavender. Again, we're going to set our gun, so we've got them bare minimum coming out. So let's go for. I like this one because it's like woodland, sort of tree look. And again, don't be afraid to turn the template. On the other side. So that's a bit of purple. So we're going to go one more colour, maybe two, not sure yet. So let's go, what shall we go? Let's go a bit of blue. Oh, that's orange. Bit of blue. So let's choose a different shape this time. It's a bit more of a straight line. So with this one, I'm just going to go try and get them vertical. So we're just going to do one more colour to vibrant it up a little bit. So we're going to do yellow now. Make sure we wash our gun out properly. Right, so last one of these. These are just small, like small squares. The yellow, all the yellow really is for is just to brighten up a little bit. Again, we're going to keep moving it about. We just want that subtle yellow in it, that's all we want really. So there we go, there's the 4 colours. Looks quite crazy, but once you get a little bit of sand and sealer on that, and get a little bit of sand and sealer on it, and then come back and just polish it and buff it, it'll look a little bit different. So let's just get a little bit of sand and sealer on it, just so we can see what it would look like. So I'm going to put some spray sand and sealer over this. Now, sand and sealer, as always, will just enhance the colours. Let's move that in a little bit so it's a bit closer. So you can see colours will be a little bit enhanced once we put a little bit of sand and sealer on it. Just brings them out, makes them a little bit more richer. I'm not going to put a load on it because it's just for, obviously, video purposes. But you can see it just brings those colours in a little bit more vibrant. And obviously we would just take that edge out. Actually, we'll let that dry off and we'll just take that edge out just so you could see what it would look like as a finished piece. Move those out of the way. Right, so that's dry. So let's just quickly take out that edge, just so you can see what that would look like as a finished piece. So what I'm going to do is just take in this little edge here. Obviously, just so you guys can see what that would look like. So there you go, I'm not going to worry about sanding that up, but that's what it would look like as a finished piece. So that would just enhance. So there you go, that's what it would look like as a finished piece. So that would enhance this outer edge. Obviously we get that polished up and maybe lacquered, so it's got a nice shine on it, but that's the first effect. So that's with just these straight line stencils. And I have got a couple of ones. I've got like a spotted one like that, and then I've got like a triangle one as well, which is in the other workshop. But that's the effect. So what we're going to do is just going to turn that off now, and then we're going to quickly turn it off, and then we're just going to do some of the other shapes I've got, some of the wibbly wobbly shapes that I've got, and see how we get on with those. I keep pieces like this for practice, because it's always nice to be able to have a play and see how you get on. Right, so I'm just going to quickly sand this up, and I'll come back when I'm sanded this up. Right, so this is all sanded to 400 grit. So blown off of the airline to get rid of any dust particles without the grain. So we're ready now for our second go. This time we're going to use all these random shapes that I've got here. Just basically just random shapes that a couple of them I found on the internet. I found that one on the internet. I found that one on the internet. And I think I found a couple of these splats, that one. And I think that's about it. All the rest I made up through random designs on in Lightburn, which is a piece of laser engraving software, but it's great for making random shapes. So let's give it a go and see what happens. So I quite like, as you can see, this one, and then we've got another one here, which is this one, which has just got very long fingers on it, and then we've got one here with just like random shapes on it. So it'll be quite interesting to see how they come out, and then we'll go see what happens. So I'm going to use the same colours as we did before, and we will see how it works. So just get a bit of tissue. So we'll start with red, and like I said, we're just going to use random colours, or random shapes, sorry. And again, we want it really light. We don't want no heavy overspray. We want just a light finish. So setting the gun to where we want. Oops, so we need to drop that on the floor. So let's start with this one. And it's just basically finding where you want the random shapes to come. So I'm starting on my paper, and then just gently pushing it over the edge. And then we're just going to do random shapes like so. And what you'll find is where you go over the colour for the second time, you'll find that I'll get a more vibrant colour. As you can see there, so it becomes a darker colour. So it's just a case of doing your random bits wherever you want to do them. They haven't all got to be the same way, they can be different ways. You haven't got to use the whole piece, you can just use, like, just want to do that one piece, just do that one bit. You don't want to just do the curve, just do the curve. It's all up to you how you want to play with it and see how it comes out. Now, if you didn't want so much line blowing over the edge, if you move your air gun closer, you'll get a lot narrower line, but you need to reduce the flow, because if not, you'll get loads of air come out, you get loads of paint come out like that. So what you want to do is just a real narrow line, but you can see if you move really close, you get a real fine line. So if you want a nice fine line, you can just do that. But if you want a bit more fanned, like we want here, because we want it to sort of blow over, then you open your gun and move your gun back a little bit further, and it gives the colour a chance to atomise, so it comes out in a nice dusty effect, which is what we want, really. So I think we're nearly there for this one. So I think I'm going to call it that for that colour. I'm going to do the same as I did on the last one. I'm going to change shapes for each colour. So we'll do purple for the next one. So let's use this one for that one. Oh, actually, let's use this one for. No, we'll do a small one. So we'll do a smaller one for purple. So I've never done a lot of stenciling, but I was watching Stewart Furini's latest video. I'll put a link in the description for Stewart's latest video, and I found it very inspiring, to be honest. I don't know why, because I'd seen loads of Stewart's videos before, but for some reason I just had this brainwave. Well, I wouldn't call it brainwave. About just making some templates and having a go. And I thought, well, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But actually, I'm quite enjoying it. Like I say, I did one piece before I did the video, and I thought I'd actually just show you guys what I've been up to. Hopefully it might inspire someone to have a go, which is what it's all about, inspiring people to get into the workshop and have a go. So I think we'll just do a little bit more here. Let's just do one like that way. I think do. Seem to have a lot of wood colour here. Right, so that's purple. So now we're going to bring in the blue. So let's bring in our blue. So let's go for an unusual shape this time. Let's go for, shall we try this one? So this is just random shapes. Like I say, this one came off the internet. I'm not too keen on that one, to be honest. But it just breaks up. It just breaks up the pattern a little bit of the splatter look. So I think that's as far as we're going to go with the blue. Now for the last colour, the yellow. So what shall we do for the yellow? Should we try this one? Let's try this one. It's quite a big shape, this really, because it's such a small bowl. But we'll see how it comes out. Just need a little bit more yellow up here, I think. I think that is as far as I'm going to go. So as you can see, it's just random patterns, random shapes that gives you that patterny effect. It's just, I'm not 100% sure on that one. It just looked too mechanical. And as you can see, we've got a lot more colour in here than what we've got here. So let's get that yellow in. It's about getting a happy medium. Of colour in there. That should have done. But you can see I've got more colour here than what I've got there. So it's just a little bit of practice to get that right. But we could alter that if we wanted to by just adding some more colours in there. But I'm not going to bother because it's, like I said, it's for the video. So it's all for just to show, show the new templates that I've made, really, or the templates that I've made. So again, let's just give it a light coat of sand and sealer. Just going to give it a light coat just to make those colours pop. Right, so let's just turn that middle out again so we can see what it would look like. So there it is, that's what it would look like. Obviously, if we was doing it as a project, we would take a little bit more time and a little bit more precision of what we were spraying. Like I said, it's a little bit more colourful here than there, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that thingy one, that blue, the one we did for the blue. I'm not 100% sure on that. It looks too mechanical. Looks like cogs going in there. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but other than that, I'm pleased with the stencils. They're working well, and hopefully if it's inspired you, like I say, at the end of the day, just get some cardboard, cut some random shapes out on it, even if you tear some cardboard just to get some random shapes, and then just airbrush it. The key thing is light coats with the airbrush. Don't go for heavy coats because they'll just bleed into the wood and be awful. Very similar to when we did the Harlequin bowl, light thin coats. So other than that, that's about it, guys. Anyway, thanks for coming over and watching. Hope it's inspired. If it has, and you do a piece, you have a go at a piece, send me some photographs or put them on Facebook and tag me so I can have a look at them, and I'd love to see what you come up with. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming over. Take care, speak to you soon, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.